This is the fourth case presentation in the series of cassette clinics in obstetrics and gynecology prepared by Dr. Mrs. Swati Vaidya of Karnataka Health Institute, Ghataprabha. Pregnancy with anemia. A 25 years old third gravida, Renuka Patil from Kolhapur, housewife by occupation, comes with history of 5 months amenorrhea for antenatal checkup. She complains of breathlessness on exertion and weakness since 2 months. There is no history of edema, no history of palpitations, cough or chest pain, no history of fever, no history of menorrhagia, polymenorrhea or postpartum bleeding in the previous pregnancies. There is no history of worm infestations or perrectal bleeding. There is no history suggestive of jaundice or malaria. Menstrual history, menarche at 13 years of age. Previous cycles were regular with 3 to 4 days flow every 30 days. LMP, exact date is not known. Obstetric history, married 6 years back, G3, P2, L2, A2. G1 was a full-term normal home delivery, 4.5 years old, living male child. She had not received any antenatal or postnatal care and no history of antepartum or postpartum hemorrhage. G2 was also a full-term normal home delivery, 2 years old, living female child, had not received any antenatal or postnatal care, no history of excessive bleeding, no history of fever or foul-smelling lochia after the delivery. G3 is the present pregnancy. This is her first antenatal visit. There is no past history of tuberculosis, hypertension or diabetes, no history of any major illnesses in the family, no history of pregnancy-induced hypertension or twins in the family. Sleep, appetite are normal, bowel habits are normal. On general examination, the patient is averagely built and poorly nourished. Height is 152 centimeters, weight is 45 kg, pulse is 96 per minute, regular bounding character. Blood pressure is 110 by 70 millimeters of mercury, respiratory rate is 18 per minute, regular. There is moderate degree of pallor, nails show koilonychia. How do you grade pallor clinically? Sir, firstly I will consider the degree of pallor or whiteness of the tongue and conjunctiva. Secondly, if pallor is seen over the mucous membranes only, that is conjunctiva and tongue, but not noticeable on the skin, I will call it mild pallor. If it is seen over the nails and the skin, then it is moderate pallor. And if the pallor is seen on the creases over the palms and soles, then it is severe pallor. Proceed. There is mild edema over the legs, no signs of congestive cardiac failure, that is JVP is normal, no basal crepes, no tender hepatomegaly. Per abdomen, liver and spleen are not palpable. In which conditions do you get hepatosplenomegaly with anemia? Hepatosplenomegaly is seen in hemolytic anemias and leukemias. Only spleen is enlarged in malaria and only liver in congestive cardiac failure. Per abdomen, height of uterus corresponds to 20 weeks. It is soft and external ballotment is present. Respiratory system is normal, no adventitious sounds. Cardiovascular system, there is tachycardia and a soft systolic murmur without a palpable thrill in the pulmonary area, not conducted to the other parts of precordium. What murmur is it? Sir, I think it is a pulmonary flow murmur because of hyperdynamic circulation due to anemia. What is your diagnosis? Third gravida with 20 weeks pregnancy with anemia, probably iron deficiency anemia. Why do you say it is iron deficiency anemia? Because there is history of repeated pregnancies without proper antenatal care and she has koilonychia, which is a feature of iron deficiency anemia. Why should repeated pregnancies cause anemia? Each pregnancy causes physiological hemodilution and increased demands of iron for the growth of the fetus and placenta and later for lactation. Then there is additional blood loss at the time of delivery. If this deficiency is not corrected in time with iron supplements, iron deficiency anemia will occur and will increase further during each subsequent pregnancy. What do you mean by anemia? Anemia is defined as reduced oxygen carrying capacity or hemoglobin percentage less than 11 gram% in the blood. What are the types of anemia? First is deficiency anemia due to deficiency of iron, folic acid or vitamin B12. Second is hemorrhagic anemias due to blood loss from piles, antepartum hemorrhage, postpartum hemorrhage or hookworm infestation. Then chronic infections like malaria, tuberculosis, dysenteries, pielitis, etc. can also give rise to anemia. Then hemolytic anemias like thalassemia or spherocytosis. And hypoplastic and aplastic anemias due to bone marrow depression. Which is the most common type of anemia in India? Sir, iron deficiency anemia. What is the common etiology of iron deficiency? Poor dietary intake of iron in the common Indian diet and commonly prevalent hookworm infestation which increases blood loss and causes iron deficiency. What is latent anemia? If the hemoglobin level is about 12 gram% but there is no stainable iron in the bone marrow, then it is termed as latent anemia. What are the normal hematological changes during pregnancy? Pregnancy is a state of physiological hydremia. That is, during pregnancy, the blood volume increases by about 40%, out of which 50% increase is in the plasma and 30% in the cells. So there is relative hemodilution. During pregnancy, how much iron is required by the body? Sir, the pregnancy demand is about 900 milligrams of elemental iron. About 400 milligrams go to the fetus, 150 milligrams for the placenta, 500 milligrams for increase in maternal blood cells, and 150 milligrams for blood loss during delivery. Considering that about 300 milligrams are saved due to cessation of menstruation, the total additional requirement during pregnancy is about 900 milligrams. So, what is the daily iron requirement? During pregnancy, it is 4 to 6 milligrams per day. In a non-pregnant woman, iron requirement is about 2 to 4 milligrams per day, which is taken from about 10 to 20 milligrams of elemental iron. This demand increases to 4 to 6 milligrams per day during pregnancy. So, a pregnant woman should take about 25 to 30 milligrams of elemental iron daily. How much iron does a standard Indian diet contain? Average Indian diet contains about 20 milligrams of elemental iron, which is sufficient for the daily requirements of a non-pregnant woman, but not for a pregnant woman. Right. What are the other deficiency anemias in pregnancy? Folic acid and vitamin B12 deficiencies which cause megaloblastic anemia. And how does this anemia differ from the iron deficiency anemia? Red cells in iron deficiency anemia are microcytic and hypochromic, while in B12 deficiency they are macrocytic and hypochromic. Clinically, platinikia and koilonikia do not develop in megaloblastic anemia. And what is pernicious anemia? B12 deficiency anemia due to lack of intrinsic factor in gastric juice, which is essential for the absorption of B12, is termed as pernicious anemia. What investigations will you do in this case? Blood for hemoglobin percentage, peripheral smear and color indices. At what level of hemoglobin will you say that the patient is anemic? If the hemoglobin is less than 11 gram%. And what will you look for in the peripheral smear? I will study the RBCs, whether they are microcytic or macrocytic, whether normochromic or hypochromic, then the morphology of the red cells for spherocytes, sickle cells, etc., and the reticulocyte count. Yes, what is reticulocyte count? Reticulocyte count is the percentage of reticulated RBCs or immature RBCs, and it indicates the erythropoietic activity. Normal count is 1%. In severe anemia, it may increase to 5%. And in aplastic anemia, where the bone marrow is inactive, reticulocytes are absent. And what are the color indices? PCV or packed cell volume is the volume of RBCs per 100 ml of blood as seen after centrifugation. Normal PCV is 42 to 47%. In pregnancy, due to hemodilution, it may reduce up to 32%. It is reduced in all types of anemia. Then MCV or mean corpuscular volume is the average volume of each red cell in cubic microns. The normal value is 70 to 90 cubic microns. It is less in microcytic and more in macrocytic anemias. MCH is the mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration. It is normally 30 to 36%. What is the significance of these indices? In iron deficiency anemia, all the indices are reduced, while in megaloblastic anemia, MCV and MCHC, that is, average volume and hemoglobin content of an individual red cell, is increased. What other investigations would you like to do? Stool examination for occult blood and hookworms, serum iron and iron binding capacity. What is the normal level of serum iron? It is 60 to 120 micrograms per 100 ml. And how much is normal total iron binding capacity? 325 to 400 micrograms per 100 ml. How will you treat a patient of iron deficiency anemia? The patients who have a hemoglobin level more than 12% will maintain their hemoglobin level with a balanced diet and a supplementary dose of oral iron. Those who have anemia, that is levels below 11%, will require a therapeutic dose of oral iron supplements. Which oral iron supplements do you know? The commonly used oral iron preparations are ferrous sulfate, ferrous fumarate, ferrous gluconate and ferric ammonium citrate. Then there are newer preparations like carbonyl iron and ferric hydroxide polymaltose complex. Ferrous sulfate is very cheap and easily available as 200 mg tablet given 3 times a day, so that the total dose is 600 mg per day. 600 mg of ferrous sulfate supplies 160 mg of elemental iron, out of which 15% is absorbed. So the body receives about 27 mg, which is the requirement of a pregnant woman. What are the side effects of oral iron preparations? Gastric irritation causing nausea, vomiting, colicky pain in abdomen and diarrhea, and there is staining of the teeth and tongue. The gastric side effects can be minimized by taking iron after food and in gradually increasing doses. The side effects are less with ferrous fumarate and ferrous gluconate. How will you know whether the patient is taking iron regularly or not? Ask the patient the color of the stools. Oral iron invariably makes the stools black due to formation of iron sulfide. Also, liquid oral iron preparations will stain the tongue and the teeth black. When is parenteral iron therapy indicated? Parenteral iron therapy is indicated when the patient cannot take oral iron due to gastric side effects, when anemia does not respond to oral treatment, for severe anemia in late pregnancy, and when the patient cannot be relied upon to take the tablets regularly. Which are the parenteral iron preparations? Iron dextran, that is Imferon, iron sorbitol citric acid, that is Jectofer, and iron sucrose complex. How will you give the Imferon injection? Deep intramuscular by Z technique. Why? It is a painful injection, hence it should be given deep intramuscular, and it stains the skin black if the drug leaks into the subcutaneous tissues. Hence, Z technique is utilized. What is this Z technique? The skin is pulled to one side when the injection is made, so that when released, the point of entry in the skin and the point of entry in the muscle will not be in one line. What are the side effects of intramuscular iron? Local side effects like pain at the site of injection, skin discoloration, inflammation and tender local lymphadenopathy, and systemic effects like headache, backache, arthralgia with severe joint pains, tachycardia, flushing, and sometimes there can be an anaphylactic reaction and circulatory collapse. What is total dose iron therapy? When a patient cannot tolerate oral or intramuscular iron or cannot be relied to take them regularly, total dose of iron may be given intravenously as a single dose. How do you calculate the total dose of iron requirement? Sir, 25 milligrams of iron is required to raise the hemoglobin by 1%. The total dose of iron is 2.38 into body weight in kg into hemoglobin deficit in gram percent, that is 15 minus the hemoglobin level. To this add 1000 milligram to replenish the iron stores. That gives the total dose. This is for iron dextran and iron sucrose complex. For FCM, that is ferric carboxymaltose, for an average adult, if HB is 10 grams and above, 1000 milligram. If HB is less than 10 grams, 1500 milligrams. And if body weight is below 35 kg, 500 milligrams. All as a single dose infusion in 500 ml normal saline. How will you give this total dose iron? Sir, I will start an intravenous drip of 5% dextrose and then inject 1 cc of Imferon very slowly as test dose. I will now wait for 10 minutes and then if there are no side effects seen, I will add the total calculated dose of Imferon to the IV bottle and give it slowly over 6 hours. What are the side effects of this therapy? The side effects are same but can be more severe than the intramuscular therapy. Anaphylactic reaction can occur within few minutes after starting the infusion and circulatory collapse can be more severe, and subsequently severe joint pains may occur for several days. Can you inject iron without risk of anaphylactic reaction? Sir, iron sucrose complex does not have anaphylactic reaction. It is administered intravenously 5 ml 3 times a week or 5 ampules, that is 25 ml dissolved in 500 ml normal saline once a week. Now, can you explain the iron metabolism in short? From the oral iron intake, 15% is absorbed in the mucosa of the small bowel, mainly in jejunum, in the ferrous form. This ferrous form gets converted into a ferric compound ferritin before it enters the blood. Only a certain amount of ferritin is formed in one day, so excess absorption of iron is not possible. After absorption, iron circulates in the blood bound to globulin as transferrin, which is used for hemoglobin synthesis in the reticuloendothelial system. It is stored in the body as ferritin and hemosiderin. Phytates in the food and antacids decrease the absorption and vitamin C increases the absorption of iron. If the patient is very severely anemic with breathlessness and generalized edema, then how will you treat her? I will hospitalize the patient. I will give propped up position and oxygen by nasal catheter or mask. I will give blood transfusion as packed cells 200 to 250 ml intravenously. The packed cells are given very slowly to avoid overload to the heart and congestive cardiac failure. I will monitor the patient very carefully for signs of overload such as breathlessness, raised JVP and tender hepatomegaly. If the patient already shows the signs of congestive cardiac failure, then I will treat CCF first with digoxin and Lasix and then transfuse the blood. If necessary, I will repeat the transfusion after 2 or 3 days, and also simultaneously I will start oral or intramuscular iron therapy immediately. What are the other indications for blood transfusion in pregnancy? severe anemia seen late in pregnancy, anemia not responding to hematinics, aplastic, hypoplastic or hemolytic anemia, and to combat bleeding episodes like antepartum or postpartum hemorrhage. How do you treat macrocytic anemia? By administering vitamin B12 and folic acid. Vitamin B12 is given as 10 injections of 1000 micrograms daily and then once every month, or 100 microgram tablet every day. If it is pernicious anemia, oral B12 will not be absorbed. Folic acid is given in the dose of 5 milligrams per day. Yes, what is the daily average requirement of vitamin B12 and folic acid? Vitamin B12 1 microgram per day and folic acid 1 milligram per day. How does pregnancy affect the anemia? Pregnancy aggravates anemia by hyderemia of pregnancy and by increasing the demands of iron. And what is the effect of anemia on pregnancy? The main complication of anemia in pregnancy is premature labor with increased neonatal death rate due to prematurity. Secondly, in severe anemia, circulatory reserve is very low. So, with even normal or moderate postpartum hemorrhage, the patient may go into shock or cardiac failure. So, what precautions will you take during the delivery of a severely anemic patient? In the first stage, absolute bed rest, propped up position, oxygen, sedation and transfusion of packed cells. No IV fluids. In the second stage, strict aseptic precautions should be taken to avoid infection. In the third stage, ergometrin is given to prevent postpartum hemorrhage, and any blood loss should be immediately replaced with packed cells with continuous monitoring for congestive cardiac failure. What advice will you give to this patient when she goes home? Sir, I will advise her to continue oral iron for further 3 months. I will give dietary advice for balanced diet with plenty of green vegetables, beans, wheat, meat and eggs. I will ask her to follow up after 2 months to check that anemia is fully treated. This is the end of the 4th clinic in obstetrics and gynecology on pregnancy with anemia.